What if the future of the Lakers isn't just decided on the hardwood, but in the quiet chaos of cap sheets and front office chess matches? What if the difference between another ring or another painful offseason lies not in superstars, but in the timing of a single trade, a subtle roster shakeup, or that one unexpected call Rob Pelinka makes behind closed doors? Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where raw truth meets purple and gold passion. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a second of this drama. The last 24 hours have felt like a seismic shift in the Lakers universe. The official ink on Marcus Smart's contract looms heavy, reshaping not only the roster, but everything that comes after it. But signing Smart was never going to be the end of it. It was just the opening salvo in a series of moves that already have the Lakers fanbase holding their breath. To clear the path for Smart, the Lakers have started by waiving Shake Milton, sending ripples through the roster. But the hard truth is clear: this team needs more. Multiple reports today have dropped bombshells about the maneuvers Pelinka is plotting next. And the name that has this city buzzing louder than any other is P.J. Washington. Yes, P.J. Washington, the 3-and-D wing out of Dallas, sitting atop a $14.1 million expiring deal, suddenly spotlighted as a potential missing puzzle piece. Why him? Because the Lakers are searching for that elusive blend of perimeter defense and reliable scoring. Wings, a gap that PJ could potentially fill with his improved defense, solid rebounding, and a respectable 14 points a game. It's a delicate dance. Dallas is reportedly open to moving him, and with Luka Doncic already part of that locker room chemistry, the fit seems logical. But here's where the tension deepens. The Lakers have their sights set higher too. Andrew Wiggins keeps popping up in trade chatter, and many around the league whisper that this might embody the Lakers' real target. If only their assets and salary cap flexibility align. It's a tantalizing scenario, leveraging buyout players like Smart instead of exhausting prime trade assets to snatch a high-impact wing. Yet as much as P.J. Washington might not be the ideal headline grabber compared to a Wiggins or Herb Jones, he represents a tangible chance to bolster depth without surrendering prized first-round picks or young talent like Terry. And let's not forget the intricate cap puzzles the Lakers haven't officially signed Smart, because to activate his full biannual exception, they need to free up enough space first. That means either waiving Jordan Goodwin, which seems like the simplest solution, or engineering a trade that clears the necessary $1.2 million to $1.3 million cap space, a trade that, so far, remains imminent but cloaked in questions. Why hasn't Goodwin been waived yet? Some say Pelinka isn't rushing to part ways with a player who's shown flashes of promise off the bench. Or maybe the move isn't just about money, it's about maximizing assets to build a real contender. There's talk of using the surplus of cap space and assets fully. That means either a second wave of waivers or, more likely, a cautious but bold trade to bring back players who can truly change lineups on both ends of the floor. Imagine this: Marcus Smart's gritty defense breathing new life into the bench unit, alongside a mutually beneficial Jake LaRavia, with the Lakers deploying LeBron at the 4 and using bigger, more versatile lineups. This is a team trying to resurrect something special without mortgaging the future. No first-rounders traded away, no prospects sacrificed, which is becoming rarer in today's NBA front offices. The blessing and curse of getting Adrien Bembry and Smart without giving up key assets should not be overlooked here. It's a textbook example of smart management in a league that rewards those who hedge their bets. Well, but that blessing comes with strings, because the Lakers are walking a tightrope with their cap space, roster spots, and potential chemistry. The question lingers: can they pull off not just one, but multiple moves that pivot this season? From hopeful to championship threatening, the Lakers are perched on a knife's edge, managing talent that still feels raw in some spots and veteran savvy in others. And that brings us back to P.J. Washington, a player who, while not the ultimate needle mover on the fence, offers a consistency and versatility the Lakers have been hunting for. He rebounds like a lion, defends above average, and shoots well enough to space the floor, which could help Austin Reeves slide into a more natural scoring role off the bench. Yet even with all the logic behind PJ, there's a faction of the fanbase and insiders still dreaming of Andrew Wiggins or a more proven, higher-tier player. So the debate isn't just about talent. It's about vision and trust in the front office's ability to execute. What if the Lakers gamble on Washington, but it doesn't elevate the defense the way they hope? What if waiving Goodwin is just the beginning of a cascade of desperate moves? Trying to fit square pegs into round holes? History has shown us that no Lakers rebuild or retool comes without its share of heartbreaks and false starts. But right now, with this swirling stew of tough decisions, possible trades, and a bench suddenly infused with fresh talent like Smart and LaRavia, the air is thick with possibilities and peril. And that 2031 first-round pick, the one package with Dallin Terry, still hangs like a tantalizing carrot, a reminder of future leverage that many teams would kill to have. Are the Lakers on the brink of a quiet revolution, a reimagined lineup that can mix lockdown defense with offensive firepower, finally breaking the curse of the post-Kobe era? Or is this all just smoke and mirrors, a few moves to late in a league where timing is everything? As a lifelong Lakers fan, I can't help but feel the weight of this moment, the tenuous balance between hope and heartbreak that's defined our franchise for too long. So I ask you, is this the start of a new empire in Los Angeles, or the beginning of our unraveling once again? Drop your take in the comments. I'll be reading everyone. Listen, if you're sitting there thinking this is just another front office soap opera, let me pull you back into reality for a second. This is the Lakers' soul on the line. We're not just juggling players here, we're balancing the legacy of a franchise that's been the heartbeat of basketball greatness for nearly a century. See, every decision, every whispered rumor about P.J. Washington or Andrew Wiggins, it's another chapter in a saga that stretches back to the glitz and glam of Showtime in the 80s, when Magic danced through defenses like he was defying gravity itself, back when the Forum was packed to the rafters, and every highlight was etched into our collective memory. The Lakers weren't just a team, they were a movement. Fast forward to the early 2000s, and you had Shaq and Kobe handing out psychic beatdowns to the rest of the league. 3 straight titles that felt like justice served cold to every doubter. Then that fiery 2010 revenge championship, Kobe's final symphony of skill and heart, reminding the world that the Lakers bleed purple and gold no matter the cost. And of course, the 2020 bubble banner, a surreal, triumphant moment amid a pandemic, where LeBron and AD hoisted the trophy with a city in lockdown, but a basketball community wide awake. But since that glorious peak, what's the narrative? Injury after injury, roster after roster that never quite found its rhythm, a revolving door of coaching staffs, and vets playing musical chairs at the expense of embedded chemistry. The Lakers' post-title period has been a roller coaster of hope twisted with heartbreak, a test not just of talent, but of character, vision, and resilience. Now, here we stand again at a crossroads. LeBron James, the GOAT in his 20th NBA season, despite his age and wear, still has that fire burning like a supernova. But make no mistake, the clock ticks louder with each dribble. Meanwhile, Anthony Davis carries more than just the weight of defending the paint and putting points on the board. He carries the burden of being the heir apparent, the cornerstone of a future that feels both tantalizing and uncertain. Can AD absorb that pressure and become the franchise's defining star once LeBron retires? Or will the strain chip away at what could have been a dynasty in the making? Enter Bronny, young blood dripping with potential, nestled in the shadows of giants, but ready to carve out his own path on the hardwood. His rise might just represent the dawn of a new Lakers era, but the urgency to build a competitive, championship-caliber team before the twilight of LeBron's career adds a heavy dose of desperation and drama to the front office's every move. And what about Austin Reeves, a fan favorite who's weaving himself into this tapestry as the scrappy underdog, who plays like every second he's fighting for purple and gold immortality? If P.J. Washington lands here, could Reeves flourish with more defined roles, the pressure to score a bit less, but defend more, unlock his true shooting touch? And if Wiggins does come, will he finally reclaim the stardom that felt just out of reach in Golden State? Or will these bustling roster moves fracture chemistry instead of building it? Meanwhile, above all this roster maneuvering, there's the silent power play in the front office that most fans don't see on game days, but carries seismic consequences. Jeannie Buss still presides, with the inherited weight of family dynasty, her stewardship emblematic but not unchallenged. Rumors swirl: what if a billionaire decides to crash this party with a wallet as deep as the ocean, and ambitions just as perilous? Could new money disrupt the delicate, decades-old balance of power that has defined Lakers basketball? Imagine the possibilities and the pitfalls if that happens. Suddenly, what seemed like mere whispers in trade reports become earthquake tremors felt in every locker room in the NBA. Because let's be real, the Western Conference isn't waiting around for the Lakers to get their act together. The Warriors are still there, chasing the ghosts of their dynasty. Golden State's Splash Brothers looking to tattle that legacy deeper despite injuries and age. Denver's young core, with Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., is poised to rise again like an avalanche with snowball momentum. Phoenix is hungry, relentless, and the Clippers would love nothing more than to turn Lakers chaos into their opening. They prayed. Every move the Lakers make echoes across this battlefield of super teams, the margin between crushing victory and humiliating defeat narrower than ever. And that's what makes the P.J. Washington talk so fascinating and terrifying at once. They are the embodiment of calculated risk, because the Lakers cannot afford to go win at all costs, only to crash and burn like we've seen before. They need to be smart, shrewd, and patient, but patient in the NBA is like walking a tightrope over a pit of lions, hungry for your mistakes. So when Pelinka is holding on to good when a little longer, when the front office is toying with cap space, like it's a chess clock ticking down the seconds of this season's viability, it's not indecision, it's the agony of possibility clashing with necessity. It's the painful breath you hold when you look at the depth chart and wonder if these pieces, these funky little fits, will ever blend into the symphony that brings banners back to LA. Because make no mistake, this isn't just basketball. It's a saga oozing with hopes, dreams, and scars that track back to the twilight of Jerry West and the dawn of the Kobe era. This franchise has risen from ashes time and time again, but every Phoenix cycle has its threshold, and we are pushing ours to the brink. Could this be the quiet revolution, the rebirth of a bruising, hard-nosed Lakers team with defense at its core and LeBron's genius guiding the charge? Or are we on the edge of yet another rebuilding whirlpool, sucking away precious assets like the sand slipping through a cracked hourglass, the whispers about Wiggins, the solid if unspectacular presence of P.J. Washington, the gamble on buyout players smart enough to steal minutes without costing future drafts? It all paints a portrait of a team desperate not to just exist, but to conquer. But what if those gambles backfire? What if the chemistry breaks before it gels, turning the Lakers' court into yet another stage of frustration and fleeting moments? What if the next few games end up being less about the championship hunt and more about managing declining minutes and locker room grumbles? And what about LeBron as a mentor and leader? Can he bear to watch this experiment unfold, knowing that his legacy depends on the execution of these moves? The king who's achieved everything now bets on the unknown, and we all feel the tremor of that gamble in our chests every tip-off. Now, picture this during a critical late-season stretch. The Lakers face the Warriors. The crowd is roaring, the tension thicker than ever. P.J. Washington squares off against Klay Thompson. Does Washington's improved defense hold back the Splash Brother? Or does the gap in star power widen into a chasm? Meanwhile, a fading Wiggins faces off against Steph Curry, a duel that may define if the Lakers' offseason maneuvers were genius or folly. And in the stands, every Lakers fan looks on, eyes blazing, hearts pounding, hoping this alchemy of new talent, aging legends, and front office chess finally breaks the cycle. But what if it doesn't? What if the Warriors' run rings around a patchwork Lakers team, and the fans' hope turns sour once again? What if Denver or Phoenix exploit this turmoil, sweeping past the purple and gold while we're stuck wondering if the pieces ever fit? Because here's the harsh truth: this is the most volatile moment since the post-Kobe rebuild. A moment thick with tension and tempers, where every move ripples beyond contracts and stat sheets and into the very essence of what it means to be a Laker. As a Laker till the day I die, here's what I see coming: a battlefield where the stakes transcend basketball itself, where legends fight fading time, where hopeful young stars carry the burden of endless expectation, where front office brilliance meets the unforgiving calculus of luck and timing, where Genie's leadership is tested by power players behind the scenes, where the very heart of Los Angeles waits, holding its breath, because purple and gold isn't just color, it's conviction, it's legacy, it's family. And now I want to hear it from you. Drop your raw take below. Every true believer in purple and gold, because this story, it's far from over, and every voice counts in the echo chamber of history that defines Lakers basketball.